well. You're going to have some fun because I'm having fun. I waited 77 years to make this video. I am suing the Mormon Church. Finally. It's taken me this long to be screwed long enough that I can say, I have the knowledge, I have the experience, I have the facts, I have the legal background, and I know the law. And what's exciting about this is when people sue other people, the attorneys keep everything a secret because they fuck up every day. Nobody knows that. They don't know that. The clients don't know that their attorney's got their head up their ass. The clients that hired the attorney don't realize he's made strategic errors. The clients don't know that the attorney doesn't have the proper experience, that the judge has slapped him a couple of times, that the opposing counsel thinks he's an idiot, but the attorneys have to talk between each other. And they're not allowed to tell the public anything. You hear these things all the time about, there's been an agreement, the Mormon Church has been sued for the 10,000th time or more, and they've come to an agreement, but it's confidential. You don't know who got what money. Is it $10 they got? Is it $10 million? See, you and your tithing money, you don't know shit. The Mormon Church hides everything. It's not sacred. It's secret. It's secret. Now, here's how we're going to have fun. I'm going to make a YouTube on everything the Mormon Church says to me and everything I say to the Mormon Church. Now, they're not going to like this. I'm up against two major corporations right now in federal court in Salt Lake City District Court. And opposing counsel, they're not used to pro se. Pro se means I'm representing myself. Improper pro se. So, they never had a law school class on pro se litigants. They don't know. They're ignorant. They're fucking ignorant. They think that when I sue them, my information is confidential and their information is confidential. They got a big damn surprise. The attorneys, because they have a law license in the state of Utah, they have what's called ethics, professional conduct, and ethics. Oh, look it up. Don't be stupid. Don't take my word for it. You've been taking the word of the Mormons for years, and they've stolen your wallet, your money, and your life. Attorneys have to be ethical, or they lose their license. If you make an ethics complaint against an attorney, it goes to the Utah State Bar Association. They're very kind over there. Ruth, right now, is the key person that I deal with over there. And they basically handle your complaint. If your attorney screws you, you can make an ethical violation complaint. They'll look at his conduct, her conduct, and go, yeah, they did screw you. And then they'll slap them with a 2x4. Now, whether they hit them once, twice, or 3 times depends upon many things. One of the counsel that I'm up against in federal court has 2 ethical violations. Someone made a complaint about him. It went to the ethics professional conduct board, and they looked at the facts, and well, it's public knowledge. It's public knowledge. I'm not under any legal consequences. The name of the attorney is Douglas Shumway. Douglas Shumway. Go to the website. Go look up. Am I lying? If I'm lying, he's going to sue me and he's going to win. It's called slander and libel. Slander is speaking it. Libel is writing it. Now, if I'm lying, I'm dying. He's going to sue my ass. It's the truth. It's public knowledge. Douglas Shumway is one of the opposing counsel in the federal court with HOA Strategies, David plaintiff versus HOA Strategies, ET, which means and ETAL means and others. There's 10. There were 9 defendants, but Douglas screwed up. He ended up being a defendant because of his behavior. So now he is a defendant in the HOA Strategies case. Well, I'm just going to tell you, I don't want to be slanderous. If I was an attorney and I was handling 9 other defendants and defending them and doing everything I'm supposed to do, put in the motions, put in the briefs, put in all of the information, that's fair. I'm an attorney of record. I can do that. Now, 2 things. If the plaintiff finds good cause to add me as a defendant, number 1, I was stupid. I got in a situation where I got myself in a position where now I'm part of the defendants. I'm not the attorney of record anymore. I'm a defendant. I'm number 10 in the list of defendants. Now, if I was an attorney, a real attorney, I'm just a pretend attorney. I win most of the time. A real attorney, they don't even win 50% of the time. But anyway, if I was a real attorney, I would go, oh my God, I screwed up here. How the hell did I become a defendant? I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. There probably is good cause for me to be now named, added to the defendant's list. There's a word in the law called recuse. Recuse means, I'm getting the hell out of here. It's kind of like Joseph Smith on his horse and leg bail. He got the hell out of town. A judge or an attorney should recuse themselves. Now, it's a fancy word that means, gee, I have a conflict of interest, and I'm a kind, good-natured, Christ-like person, and I don't want anything to look unethical. I don't want anything to look illegal. I don't want to have people thinking that this is not going to be a fair trial and the judgment will not be fair. I'm going to be professional. I'm going to recuse myself. So I'm not going to be attorney of record anymore. I would call the court, say, hey, I became a defendant, and I don't want to do anything illegal. I don't want to do anything unprofessional. I don't want to do anything unethical. So I'm going to resign or recuse myself and ask for a substitution of attorney. That's what I would do. I don't know. That's what Christ has taught me to do. But in the Mormon church and the judicial system, I don't think they've had too many law classes from Jesus Christ. They don't have Law 101 taught by Professor Christ. So, I would recuse myself and turn the case over to one of the other attorneys in the law firm to look above board and be above board. Well, Douglas Shumway didn't do that. Now, should he do it? I think he should do it. You have your own opinion and decision, and the court has their opinion. I put a motion into the court that said, gee, this doesn't look right. This doesn't seem right. This isn't right. He cannot be a defendant in a lawsuit that he is attorney of record on. You know, I'm just a simple old man. I have no law degree. But you know, I was blessed with some common sense. That doesn't seem to be rampant in the court system, if you know what I mean. So I put a motion into the court. Please disqualify Mr. Shumway, Douglas Shumway, Salt Lake City. That's his name. That's his law firm. And it's not his law firm. He's just one of the peasants there. I don't know if he's a peasant, an owner, or whatever. I don't want to overstate his position or understate it. So I put a motion to the court. It hasn't been decided yet that he has a conflict of interest. Now, what is the conflict of interest? Well, number one, the conflict of interest is the longer the court case goes, the more money he can charge his clients. There's no motivation for him to end the court case. He can delay it. He can put in ridiculous briefs and motions and delay tactics. He doesn't respond to interrogatories. He doesn't respond to emails. Doesn't respond to text messages, which is additional ethics violations in the state of Utah. He's supposed to have reasonable communication with his defendants and me, opposing counsel, plaintiff, pro se. So, the fact of the matter is, the judge hasn't decided yet, does this person, who is now a defendant, representing 9 other people, and he's the 10th defendant now, should he recuse himself? Well, he didn't, because he was a BYU graduate, and I told him, I'm being honest, I graduated from BYU. I didn't go to law school, but my good friend Woody Dean was the first dean of the law school. He was my state president in Ojai, California. He lived across the street from us, and I used to be a child, and he would interview me for temple recommends or whatever, and we went over to his house and swam. He had a pool that he let the public come over, the kids swim. A very nice man. I'm ashamed to say that I'm a BYU graduate. I knew Woody Dean, outstanding prosecutor in Ventura County, and Douglas Shumway graduated from BYU law school. Well, the Judicial Committee found him guilty. The first violation that he has on public record. Go look up the damn letter. It's public record. But, the courts, they try to hide this, and they try to, attorneys go, people will never know, they'll never see. Go look it up. He was accused and convicted of lying to the court. Now, if he graduated from BYU, he had to be a member of the church, wearing garments, raising his right hand to the square, and being in the bishop's office. Are you honest in your dealings with your fellow men? It used to be, the phrase was business dealings. Now it's, are you honest in your dealings with your fellow men? Oh, yes. I'm wearing my garments, and I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal. That's not what the Bar Association said. They said, Douglas Shumway, you do lie. You submitted a document also to the court that was untrue. You verified that it was a true copy, and it wasn't. So you have now, in 2018, I think it was, he's kind of been, under the carpet, maybe off of the radar for a few years, but there's 2 ethical violations. One, they called it candor, fancy legal word, meaning lying. You're lying to the court. And so the court ethics Bar Association said, yeah, you're a liar. You lied to the court. And yeah, you submitted a false document to the court, verified, and it wasn't verified. It was a false document. And now they have a letter that you can read. If you're looking for an attorney in Utah, you can go to the Ethics and the Bar Association and read what the letter says. You're a liar. And you submitted illegal, false information. Illegal is not the right word. It would not be illegal. It was basically a civil matter, but it was the Bar Association found that it was a false document. So, from BYU graduate law school, I'm ashamed. I told him this in the very beginning when I found out his background and opposing counsel. I said, Douglas, I'm not going to judge you right here at the beginning, but I'm ashamed. I knew Woody Dean, and I know the BYU standards, and I know that you said with your temple recommends and your honor code in the BYU that you were going to be honest in your business dealings and honest in your dealings with your fellow men. Well, he wasn't, And I'm going to tell you right now, he's not right now. I just told you. He's a defendant in the lawsuit and the attorney of record. He's a one-man band. And somehow this makes sense to him. Now remember, when you go to law school, there's no IQ test. There's no common sense test. It's just, read the case law, summarize the abstracts, memorize, and then be able to put it together in your mind. There's no IQ test. And this is, in my opinion, direct evidence that there's no IQ test to go to law school. You can imply what you want to imply. So, I've learned now I can email every defendant. I don't have attorney-client privilege. That comes with ethics. See, this is a two-edged sword that these attorneys never were trained on, and they're all extremely poor. They've all said to me, well, you can't email the defendants. You can't tell them the truth. You can't tell them your opinion that I'm an idiot. You can't say that I filed the wrong motion. You can't say that I'm unethical. You can't. I can. Surprise! I can. So, when I email Douglas Shumway on the court case, and you can go on what's called the PACER system. You can look at all of my court documents, his documents. You're not an attorney, and you're not an attorney of record, so you may have to pay whatever. I don't know. I've never known. Is it 5 cents, 10 cents, $1, whatever? But you can go right to the PACER system, access it in the computer, and the district court, Salt Lake City, and you can key in. I don't have my case numbers. My assistant does that. But just key in my name, David versus HOA Strategies, David versus Toro Corporation, David versus LDS Church, Church of Jesus Christ, whatever. You can read all that. It's public information. So, I have an advantage. He said to me, oh, at the beginning of the case, you're going to represent yourself? Yeah. Why? Well, because I win. When I hire attorneys, I lose my ass, I lose my money. Oh, well, you know that in federal court, they're going to treat you just like an attorney, and you don't know shit. Well, that's not really true, Douglas. When you file a pro se at your own attorney, and under ADA violations, the court is not going to let you just run wild. They're not going to let you just make shit up. They're not going to make you use all the court time to demonstrate and to be an asshole. That's not what the court is doing. The court has some leniency for pro se people who are disabled, who are trying to get their rights in the court system. Now, I'm going to say it because it's the truth. These court judges sometimes don't know that. Sometimes they haven't practiced with pro se litigants that are ADA qualified. A pro se litigant without ADA doesn't get a lot of leniency, a little bit here and there. But if it's a discrimination, ADA case, Americans with Disability, they lean a little bit more towards leniency. And rather than just saying, you're wrong, case over, get out the door, they have a general tendency, which is the right thing, is if they're going to dismiss a case or they're going to deny a motion, generally the courteous thing and the kind thing and the legal thing under ADA is basically they have to say, well, you screwed up here, but we're going to give you another chance. It's called leave to amend. It's called dismissal without prejudice. Without prejudice means you're free to go ahead and file it again. Without prejudice, you're free. Do it again. Try it again, David. See if you can get it right. It's fair. With prejudice means you're screwed. Don't ever do this again. Don't even use these words. Don't make a motion the same. You're screwed. So they do dismiss and they allow a leave to amend to litigants that are pro se and that are handicapped. Well, Douglas said to me at the very beginning, David, I don't want you emailing the clients, the 9 people that I'm representing. I want to keep secret from them that sometimes I'm an idiot, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing, and sometimes I'm a fool, and sometimes I've lied to the court, and sometimes I've submitted false documents, but I want to take their money, and I don't want them to know that. Well, I understand that's what you want, but guess what? In my law practice, what I do is I create what's called a Einstein group. I have Einstein group 1, Einstein group 2. Now the Mormon Church is going to be Einstein group 3. What that means is my legal assistant, beautiful young lady, just bright as can be, and I want to leave this video for generations to come. Her first name is Monica. Brightest little 24-year-old young lady I've ever met. No law background, no experience, and has been with me just only a couple of months. And Monday she's coming in, and I'm going to say, Monica, we've laid all the foundation. Would you write me up a complaint against the LDS Church in District Court in Salt Lake City? Let me view it and then file it, put it on to the docket. 1.5 hours. This little girl in 1.5 hours can do that complex document. Sometimes 20 pages. It could be, there's limits on the pages that you can file. But this young lady had no experience. She knows the courts. They know her, the clerks of the court. They know her. We've made a few clerical mistakes when we started, Monica and I together, and we didn't know how to sign the document. We didn't know each document that we submitted had to be signed. And because I'm blind and I can't get out of the house, I can't go to the court, the court clerk said, well, David, do this. Just put S/S at the bottom of your pages. That we will consider your signature. We fixed it. Went on the court docket. It's in the process. So Monica is a little genius, and I have encouraged her that if we win any of these lawsuits that we're in, I'm certainly going to advance her some money, and I want her to enter a law school or paralegal training somewhere. That's her forte. She's very dedicated to helping disabled people. She's bilingual. She's a wonderful personality. And anyway, I'm telling you that she can put together a federal lawsuit with all kinds of dictation, all kinds of emails, all kinds of looking up case law, appellate law. She's able to put all that together. She has all of the experience now, and she's only been doing it 2 or 3 months. She's making the court system in Salt Lake look like idiots. Unbelievable. I've been blessed. Heavenly Father sent this young lady to me. I put an ad in the paper. KSL, the church-owned paper. They gave me Monica, who is filing the court system papers now against the Mormon Church. Is this ironic? I don't know. I put an ad in the paper asking for a legal assistant. I said I needed this. Very high standards, very high bar. I don't like mistakes. I try never to make mistakes. I sometimes make a misjudgment. I fix it, and I never make the same misjudgment again. Anyway, I left the ad in there, I had, maybe 2 or 3. No, I remember. Nobody called on that ad. I run a lot of ads, I have to remember. No one replied to that ad. I get this call from a little girl. Her name was Monica. I said, Monica, do you have any legal experience? If I give to you 12 or 30, if I say res judicate to you, you know what that is? No. You know what mood is? No, I don't know. Legal standing? No, I don't know. Okay. Monica, you don't have any experience. She says, I know, but I think I want to do it. Well, Heavenly Father goes, this is who I sent. Take it or leave it. I'll take it. So she's here now, and she works remotely. She comes to the office. I built her an office. She's just a little genius, and I give her the highest recommendation that she is a beautiful young lady who wants to help disabled people, and I pay her well. I wish I could pay her much more. She's worth much, much more money. And like I said, if we win any judgment on these lawsuits, I will share some of that money with her. So, Mr. Shumway, he's kind of a busy camper right now. I filed with the Ethics Committee in Salt Lake City, the State Bar Association, that he has, in the legal terms, a conflict of interest. He's a defendant, and there's no reason for him to hurry the case along or to go to settlement because he gets money every month from the other 9 people. And he can say to them, oh, well, you know, it's a hard case and it's going slow and David's a asshat and you know him. Fuck him. Let's all just gather together and give him a hard time. Oh, by the way, you owe $10,000 this month for my fees. If the court doesn't see that as a conflict of interest, I'm going to faint. I'm probably going to have to go get my Valium bottle and empty it. If common sense, if the court says, oh, no, we're not going to disqualify him, he can represent himself, be attorney of record, and defend 9 other people, and he can slow the case down as much as he wants because he is going to earn extra money. His clients are going to be ripped off. And David, you're going to be ripped off because the clients are not going to be pressured by him for settlement. He doesn't want settlement. It's a conflict of interest. Now, anyway, that's one case. So the reason that I'm doing this is I'm going to tell you everything. I'm going to tell you what the Mormon Church says to me. You're going to know how they treat me. See, they can hide that right now. They can hide that. Again, it's never a secret. It's sacred. Yeah. So, because I'm pro se, I can do a third Einstein rule. Every time when they choose their attorney, right now they're reviewing it and they'll assign somebody. There'll be an attorney of record and they'll register with the court. But every time I email that attorney of record, I'm either going to make a video so you can see it, hear it, or if you want to be in the Einstein group, just let me know. Monica's a genius. If you send Monica, let's see, the Einstein is text. Yeah, it's not email, it's text. If you text Monica your phone number, we'll put you in the Einstein group. So every time I say something to the Mormon Church, you can read it. When every time they say something to me, you can read it. They're in for a surprise. I don't think they've ever had, in 75 years, a pro se litigant. I know my rights, and I know I have an advantage. They can't hide anymore. They can't lie anymore. They can't cheat anymore. Now, will KSL, the Mormon newspaper and television show, come over here and, oh, Mr. Crossett, we'd like to interview you to see how you're doing in your lawsuit. Do you think Nelson, the prophet, Jesus is going to go to Nelson and say, hey, the bard's a real asshat. Make sure that you don't go over with your cameras and your newspaper and whatever and interview. So, money is power. Money is power. Don't ever underestimate what people with $250 billion in cash and land can do. They pretty much can run the world. Will I disappear? Probably. Do I have a need for security and protection? Probably. If you know anything about the Mormon Church, Porter Rockwell, it wasn't ever proven. He was in jail for a while, but he tried to assassinate Governor Boggs at Joseph Smith's direction. Porter Rockwell was a hitman, and it was well known. He protected, I think, Brigham Young even after Joseph was dead. So the Committee to Strengthen the Members, you don't even know that that exists. The Committee to Strengthen the Members. It is the Mormon Church, FBI, and CIA combined. They basically screen all of the videos. They have crawlers that hear words in videos, and it comes up, and if you're a member of the church, it cross-references, and then, oh, there's John Smith, and he said this about his elders quorum president. You're going to get a call from your bishop. We need to have a little chat. We need to have a little chat. Now, am I making this up? Sure. None of this is true. None of this is true. I'm protecting myself from anybody suing me. I'm saying it's all false. It's all false. I'm just making, this is fantasy. I'm bipolar and I'm having a delusion, a hallucination. Here's what happened. And it's on video. It's on a video before I made this one. In fact, it's still on the camera. I haven't even downloaded it. I called the Mormon Church, and you can see how generous they were and kind to let me into their law firm. I finally got, her name is, I think it's Bria. I think it's Bria. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right. Sweet girl. Very kind. Very sweet girl. And be careful. Some of these people are sincere. They're innocent. This organization just is so evil. They put these beautiful young men and women on missions and put them up front while these evil leaders steal $250 billion in a bank account from your fast offerings and your tithing. You don't believe that? I don't care. It's the truth. It's a delusion. So I got on the phone, and Bria came on, and she said, "Oh, can I help you?" And I said, "Yeah, this is Asshat, Sir David the Bard, Mr. Cockroach, Mr. Cock." I didn't say that. I didn't say that. It's recorded. You can hear what we said and how we said it. Well, she said, "What's the problem?" I told her. I resigned from the church twice. And I thought the first time they promised to remove my name from the records of the church. Well, I thought they did. I was naive. I believe people. When they say, "Oh, we work for Jesus," I go, "Oh, okay, I want to be part of that. If you work for Jesus, I want to be involved." Now, it'll be 50 years to find out they don't work for Jesus, they work for themselves. So, basically, I told Ray that I resigned and they didn't take my name off the records of the church. And I'm a little upset about that. I thought about it for, I forget, it was maybe about a year. And I then was a member. I was rebaptized. And I thought, well, maybe I made a mistake. I didn't. So I resigned the second time. And they said, "Oh, you're going to lose your family. That your family's going to shun you. If they find out at work, they're probably going to fire you. You may have to get another job. The neighbors will not talk to you anymore. We're not going to help move your furniture anymore. You're not eligible for the welfare system anymore. And you are going to lose your family, your ceilings, and you're going to be in outer darkness." Wow. I think that's better than being in the Mormon church. "Okay, you're out. We're going to remove your name. We're going to punish you. Your name is going to be removed from all of the records of the Mormon church." I said, "Okay, that's what I want." Well, it was only 3 or 4 months ago, I got curious and said, "Gee, I forgot about my patriarchal blessing. I'm going to just shoot from the hip," which I seldom do. I never bluff. I never lie. I never cheat. I never steal. This is one time I shot from the hip, and that's legal and maybe moral, okay. So I said, I want a copy of my patriarchal blessing again. I threw it away. I burned it, and I jumped up and down on the ashes. But there was a sentence in there that haunts me. The Lord has placed you upon the earth with a particular mission to perform. So I called the local bishop. He didn't know who I was. And I just simply said, I'd like to get a copy of my patriarchal blessing. Would you mind helping me do that? Oh, no, I'll be glad to. He's a good man. Excellent man. Wonderful family. He said, yeah, I'll contact the church and see what I can do. Well, I was resigned, and I thought, well, it's shooting from the hip. When he pulls that up on this computer screen, it's going to say, asshat, don't play with this person. Hate this person. Shun this person. He's an apostate. He probably was having sexual relations with everybody. He was probably a criminal. He was resigned from the church because he wanted to drink beer and have wild women. That's what they're going to say. I had a temple recommend in my pocket when I resigned from the Mormon church. I was a temple worker. You know all that stuff. So anyway, I asked him to do it. I thought I'd never hear from him again. A week and a half later, my wife comes from the mailbox. She says, hey, David, there's something here from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's probably a warrant. It's probably an arrest warrant. The committee has found me. Porter Rockwell has been resurrected. The committee to strengthen the members are dressed in black. They have the glasses on like the CIA people. I opened it up. It's my patriarchal blessing. Jeez, I thought my name was removed from the records of the church, and all of this was expunged. It was redacted, erased, removed, whatever word you want to use. They lied. They lied. So, the bishop said, oh, I looked you up with your membership number. I said, oh? I said, I have a membership number? Oh, yeah. Well, Bishop, you mind just reading it to me? No problem. I wrote it down. Go look at my cockroach disability. Look at the cockroach disability program that has my chest covered with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You'll see my membership number. You'll see my membership number. I'm not lying. I had a membership number, and they produced my patriarchal blessing. Now I'm pissed. I'm a little bit of a public person. I've got, 4 million hits on my YouTube. I've been doing it for 11, 12 years. Some people like me, most don't. And that's okay, because I like some people and most I don't. So it's symbiotic. So anyway, look that video up, and I found out I have my patriarchal blessing now in my hand, and I have my